You don't want to discipline your child? Fine. Both of you can stay home while we go have fun.
This one's a sad story all around, but it primarily revolves around two kids with very sad stories. Worth noting, the people I was celebrating this Labor Day with have a very "it takes a village" approach to child minding. An adult is left in charge of a little one, and if the little one and the adult part ways, the adult makes sure a different adult has charge of the kid. Leads to some interesting situations where a kid is Mia, but we've never actually lost track of one and have a 100% safety rate. Well, aside from trip and falls and scrapes, but that's just the price of doing business when you're little. The first kid is Max. He's 5 and was put in sole custody of his dad after his mom was arrested. He wears a diaper still due to the trauma he suffered, and his dad feels like he failed him and as a result seems to be incapable of disciplining the kid. It's been 2.5 years now and people watch Max like a hawk because he can't be trusted near animals or with other people's things. When caught he turns on the waterworks and his dad doesn't do anything. The second kid is Alicia, and she's 4 and was adopted by a pair of my friends. She's got a speech impediment that her bio parents tried to solve by beating it out of her. When we first met her everyone was given firm instructions. No using the R word in her presence, at all. For any reason. Second rule? If she feels comfortable enough to speak to you, you listen. Period. Third rule? No surprise hugs, no fist bumps, no high fives.
If she's having a good day, low fives are allowed.
If she gets triggered she just shuts down, doesn't cry, doesn't do anything. Doesn't respond to outside stimuli. She just goes away and it is the saddest thing to see. Sweetest little kid though, her smile lights up the whole room when it comes out. Onto the events. Alicia has just hit her Y phase a few years late for obvious reasons, and she'd ask me why she gets shocked by doorknobs while running around in stocking feet. I happen to rather enjoy these questions, and I was in the middle of a talk with her about why that is. She was speaking when Max and his dad arrived. I was down on my haunches and listening very closely when Max runs up and just shoves Alicia to the ground and says, "Shut up wee Todd. Aunt's original poster my iPad is bewoken, can you fix it?" Brandishing a tablet at me. I won't lie to you and say it wasn't a struggle to keep my voice even, but I knew yelling would only make things worse for Alicia. "Excuse you? I'm not fixing a thing until you apologize to Alicia and wait your turn." But aunt's original poster. My tablet. Apologize and then wait your turn. No. Then stop calling me uncle and find someone else to fix it.
Bullies don't get my help and they certainly don't get to call me uncle. Poor Alicia was just laying where she fell, not even crying.
Hadn't sat up, just looked like a robot that had run out of batteries.
I scooped her up and told Max, "You stay right here while I find Alicia's mom."
This conversation isn't over. He just starts screaming, "No Buey. No Buey. No bully. No bully." I snuck inside the house with Alicia where it was quieter for a moment and said, "Alicia, I know you're scared right now but I need to tell you a secret. Can you nod if you can hear me right now? This is very important." I got the tiniest little nod, and I told her, "Max has the exact same problem talking that you do, and I understand you much better. You can't tell anyone I told you that though, okay?" Bless her little heart, she actually whispered, "Really? Of course. Would I lie to you?" Tiny shake of the head. I tracked down her mom outside and gave her the Cliff Notes version of what went down. Mom looked like she wanted to rend Max limb from limb, but I told her the plan. She was appeased.
They went someplace quiet so Alicia could come out of her shell and I went back to where I'd left Max. Max was being held by his dad and his dad was asking Max what had happened to his tablet, and he was just repeating, "No Buey."
Apparently after I'd left Max he'd smashed his tablet on the ground, and his dad had no idea what happened. I raised my voice a little so people would pay attention and asked Max to repeat what he'd said to Alicia. He shook his head and started crying, still shouting, "No Buey," and sobbing hysterically. When I relayed the exact events that happened, his dad had the grace to look ashamed. "Come on, original poster, you know what he went through. Can't we cut him a break?"
He doesn't know any better. This is the canned response anytime Max is caught doing something like kicking a dog or stealing a toy or phone to play with.
I was done. Further discussion ensued that I won't bother relaying, but Max's dad refused to do anything to actually discipline his child, just like every other time Max acts out, but this time we were done.
This is so far across the line from acceptable it boggles the imagination. We were planning on doing campfire s'mores after dinner, but I called an audible.
New plan is putt-putt golf and then ice cream, and whoever does the best at putt-putt gets the biggest bestest ice cream the place has. Every single adult agreed Max and Max's dad shouldn't come with. They got to stay home and think about what they'd done. Miraculously, her recorded scores for putt-putt were 18 hole-in-ones. And listening to her laugh while she tried to contend with an ice cream that was very nearly as big as she was made everyone's night. Max and his dad were gone by the time we got back. I hope his dad gets his act together. Update. Small edit for clarification. I'm not actually related to anyone mentioned in the story below. There's a family with a large cabin on a lake who host cookouts and trips on the weekends for their friends. While we're there, all of the kids call all of the adults present uncle or auntie, no matter the blood relation. That's just how they roll.